Hey guys, it's Brian. Topps Vintage 11762. Got a mail day today when I came home. A couple things in the mail. One from Scott at Reindeer Studios. And the other one here is a box of cards for Cruz from Steve at Mill City Wax. I mentioned a couple videos ago I had a friend of mine at work whose son just started collecting cards. He's about 10 years old. And I mentioned that he liked the Padres and Jose Altuve, and a couple guys responded with some cards they wanted to send, and this is one of the responses right here is a 20-pound box of cards. So I'm going to open it up and we'll see what Steve sent for him. Back here with the part of my mail day here, and it's from Scott Reindeer Studios. And on one of his videos I was watching where he was drawing character, I made a couple comments, and one of the comments was I asked him if he would be willing to draw myself and my son if I sent him a picture. And he said, sure, that's not a problem. You know, just send him the picture and he'll get it to me. It might take a while. He's very busy because he does a lot of drawings. But anyways, today in the mail, this is what I just picked up. It's a picture of my son and I. And kind of the story behind it real quick is my son's autistic, and his caregiver a few years back, she was a nurse. And she graduated from the University of Miami, and she was a big college football fan. Her husband now actually played for the Hurricanes. But anyways, on birthdays, she would send my son a Hurricane shirt or a hat just to get my edge up. But a couple years ago, they played each other, and before the game, I asked my wife to take a picture of myself and my son here in this pose, and we sent it to her. And I just appreciate it, Scott. It's got your signature on the bottom there and everything, and just very, very colorful. I'm going to use this on my channel as my logo or channel art, whatever you want to call it. But I appreciate it, Scott. And again, if you haven't had a chance to check his channel out, it's Reindeer Studios, and I'll put it up as well on the video. Thanks. Here's the rest of the mail day I got, and it's from Steve with Mill City Wax. He's responding to a video that I did about a week ago in regards to a young man named Cruz. I work with his dad, and at the time his dad told me that his son Cruz, who's 10 years old, had watched one of my videos on baseball cards and wanted to ask his dad to start collecting again. So they started going out and different stores and stuff. They've been collecting a little bit here and there, but Cruz got really excited, and long story short, I told folks out there if they had some cards they were willing to let go or send my way, I could get them to Cruz. And his favorite team is the San Diego Padres, and his favorite player is Jose Altuve. And long story short, I had some folks respond, and did a couple videos on those. And here is another response from Steve with Mill City Wax, and he sent this box which literally weighs 20 pounds, and in it are some loose cards that I went through, you know, just randomly looked through them real quick. It's a stack of Padre cards. You got your Bowmans over here, some Topps cards, the Don Russ cards, there's even some Fleers in here, and in here there's some envelopes with some top loaders, which I didn't even go through. He's even got a couple of these, I think these are coins, they basically call them. There's a Benito Santiago and a Jack Clark with their Padre hats on. Very good condition, very nice. Those are pretty cool to have. And then a bunch of these little packs, random packs that Steve stuck in there with different players as well. There's probably, I'd say, 10 stacks of these. There's a bunch of stacks in these. I'll start taking a few of these out just so you guys can get an idea. But behind all that, even more so, there's more cards that Steve had put in here, which I didn't go through at all. I didn't want to mess up this, the way he's got these packed in here. It's just the way I'm going to give them to Cruz. But as you can see, there's probably 1,000 cards in there. So this will definitely be something that will really get Cruz excited, I'm sure. You got some of the vintage looking, I mean they're newer players, but they got the look of the 70s card there, which is pretty cool. And again, they're Padres players. Got a Diamond King there of the man himself, Mr. Tony Gwynn. And I think this might be a whole stack of Tony Gwynn cards right just in that alone. And who knows what's in the rest of this in here. And there was one that was out kind of loose there. This is a pretty neat card to have, a future star Bo Jackson in the top loader. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a look at what Steve had sent. And what I'm going to do basically is ask Cruz's dad to bring these to Cruz, and when he does, I'm going to see if they'll videotape it, and if that works out, then I'll put that videotape on my channel so you guys can see Cruz's reaction. I'm sure he's going to be pretty happy about this. And Steve, I really appreciate it. To send this amount of cards is overwhelming, and if you guys get a chance, you need to check Steve's site out, Mill City Wax. I'll put a label up here on the video as well. But man, oh man, this is something else, Steve. Appreciate it. He even put in a little treat for myself here, which I'll do a different video on. But he knows I collect vintage cards, and I went through that real quick, and he's got a bunch of 78s in there and a few 71s. So I appreciate that, Steve. But as I always in my videos, collect like you're a kid. Thanks for watching, guys.